Welcome to the Explainer. Right off the bat, I need you to go grab a pen and a notebook. Seriously, get them right now. Because today, we're not just sitting back and passively listening. No way. We're going to actively write a high-scoring story together. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this masterclass. By the end of our time together, you're going to know exactly how to plan, structure, write, and polish a narrative, exactly the way top examiners want to see it.
All right, let's quickly run through our agenda for today. First, we'll be decoding the question. Then, we'll look at the PSWL and STORY frameworks. Third, the rules of the game. Fourth, we'll actually write together. And finally, number 5, the masterpiece and polish. This is our roadmap, guiding us step by step from unpacking that exam prompt all the way to building your perfect 5-paragraph narrative.
So before you even think about putting pen to paper, you absolutely have to decode the question. Your prompt is, write a short story of about 150 to 200 words where a teenager discovers that one small act of kindness changes someone's life unexpectedly, making sure to stay on theme, include a moral, use direct speech, and show character contrast. Now notice how the examiner gives you a theme here, not a complete story. It's just your starting point. You get to be the boss and create the characters, the setting, and the events. But, and this is literally the most crucial rule, you must stay hyper-focused on this specific theme throughout the whole thing. If you wander off topic, you will lose points. It's that simple.
Which brings us to the PSWL formula. The really good news here? You don't need to memorize 20 different complicated rules to write a great story. You just need to remember 4 letters. PSWL. 1. Plan your ideas first. 2. Structure them into clear paragraphs. 3. Write while staying laser-focused on the theme. And 4. Use language to absolutely impress the examiner with your vocabulary. Remember, the best stories out there are always planned before they're written.
Examiners deduct heavy marks for rambling, unstructured ideas, not just poor vocabulary. But the PSWL formula organizes that chaos into a maximum scoring narrative. Grab your notebook. We're writing a Cambridge-style story about an unexpected act of kindness. First, the 5-paragraph grid. Pause here to plan your setting and characters. In paragraph 1, set the scene before introducing the character. Use rich adjectives and a simile to build the mood. Paragraph 2 brings the obstacle. Pause and write. Drop hints about the ending without solving the problem early. That's called foreshadowing. Now paragraph 3. How do you show conflict without bluntly explaining it? You reveal the climax through direct speech. Pause to write your dialogue. The golden rule here, every new speaker must start on a brand new line, and swap the word said for dynamic verbs like whispered to reveal true emotion. Paragraph 4 is the falling action. Pause to shift toward internal realization. Use emotional language to show exactly how your character has changed. Finally, paragraph 5. Pause and write your resolution. Link your ending directly back to the theme with a clear moral message. There is your perfect narrative. Content, structure, and language all earning maximum marks. Grab a new practice prompt, apply this formula, and start writing today.
Okay, so how exactly do we plan? Well, we use the STORY framework.
How do you translate a vague exam prompt into a high-scoring narrative? You use the story planner. Take this exact prompt. A teenager discovers that a small act of kindness changes a life. Instead of guessing, map your foundation. S is for setting, a peaceful golden morning. T is the traveler. Meet our main character, Adam, a thoughtful 14-year-old boy. O is the obstacle. This isn't a random event. It must force a difficult choice. An elderly woman struggles with heavy bags, while a busy crowd completely ignores her. R is the response. This is your narrative climax. Adam doesn't just help her. They share dialogue that reveals an internal shift. Finally, Y is your lesson. The story must culminate in a meaningful takeaway. Here, it's that a single act of kindness can create a lifetime of hope. And that blank, intimidating prompt about kindness from the very beginning, it is now a perfectly structured 5-paragraph narrative foundation, mapped before you draft a single sentence.
Let's write together. Paragraph 1, the introduction. Okay, this is it. We're doing this together. Your mission for this very first paragraph is to introduce the setting, the character, and the mood. You absolutely must use at least 4 adjectives and 1 simile. But whatever you do, don't rush into the problem just yet. You gotta set the scene first. So pause the explainer right now, write out your introductory paragraph, and press play when you're finished.
Ever wonder why so many story introductions feel flat? It's usually because writers rush to introduce their main character, dropping them into a completely blank void. Say you're writing a scene about a boy named Adam going to the market. If you start strictly with his actions, your reader has no way to picture the surrounding world. The fix? You must delay the character's entrance and construct the physical atmosphere first. Start by layering sensory adjectives to build the environment before anyone moves. For example, the golden morning was calm and refreshing. But sensory words alone are just a list of environmental facts. They don't make the reader actually feel the mood. To solve this, link the setting to a familiar emotion using a simile. The neighborhood looked as peaceful as a sleeping baby. Here is the turning point. Only after this atmospheric stage is completely built do you finally drop your main character into the scene. Because you established the physical space first, Adam isn't floating in nowhere, and that simple walk to the market, it becomes a vivid world your reader actually steps inside.
Let's move to paragraph 2, The Problem Begins, where we introduce an unexpected character and build curiosity. Your mission here is to bring in that unexpected character and really make the reader curious. You need to use personification, throw in a dash for a dramatic pause, and use foreshadowing to hint that something big is coming. But remember, do not solve the problem yet. Okay, pause the explainer, write your second paragraph, and come back.
Let's take a look at our model for this one. As Adam walked along the road, the gentle wind whispered through the trees, and dark clouds slowly gathered above. An elderly woman struggled to carry 2 heavy bags, but no one stopped to help. Adam hesitated for a moment, unaware that this simple decision would change his life forever.
Notice how we still haven't actually solved anything yet? It's all build-up. We used personification, saying the wind whispered, to create a real atmosphere. We used that dash right before "but no one" to really emphasize the isolation of the struggling woman. And that foreshadowing right at the end, telling the reader this decision would change his life forever? That literally makes the reader desperate to know what's going to happen next. Now for paragraph 3, the climax. Use dialogue, show contrast, hit the turning point. We've reached the turning point of our story. For paragraph 3, the climax, your mission is to write at least 3 lines of perfectly formatted dialogue. You must use those reporting verbs we talked about, ensure every new speaker gets a shiny new line, and show a really clear contrast between your characters. Go ahead and pause, write your climax, and come back.
Great job making it to the peak of the story. Let's read our climax model. Adam quickly picked up the bags. "Thank you, young man," the woman smiled warmly. "You look tired," Adam replied. The woman nodded and whispered, "Kindness is never wasted. One day, someone will help you when you need it most." Her gentle words stayed in Adam's heart.
The thing is, excellent writers don't just use dialogue to fill up space on the page. As you can see, they use it to develop a stark, meaningful contrast between Adam's immediate kindness and the busy world around him that just ignored the woman. And check out that formatting. Smiled, replied, whispered. Every new speaker gets a brand new line. It's so clean and makes it incredibly easy for the examiner to read.
Have you ever read a story where characters are talking, but you completely lose track of who is actually speaking? Beginners often bury conversations inside dense, clunky paragraphs. Look at this exact example. 2 people are talking, but it's just a confusing wall of text. Rule number 1 for clear dialogue: break it apart. Every time a new speaker talks, start a completely new physical line. It's readable now, but it still feels completely robotic. That's because the word "said" gives us 0 information about how they actually feel. To inject true emotion right into the sentence, we use what's called a reporting verb. Watch what happens. Instead of saying it, the woman smiled warmly. And instead of just replying, Adam whispered. These 2 rules, the hard line break and the specific verb, reveal exact personalities, without needing to add a single clunky descriptive sentence to explain the mood. That flat, confusing wall of text is now a vivid character exchange that actually drives your story forward.
Moving into paragraph 4, the realization. Show character change and build emotions. We're entering the falling action now. The main tension is over, so your mission is to intentionally slow the story down. I want you to use vivid imagery and symbolism to reflect on what your character just learned and how they've actually changed inside. Pause the explainer one more time, write your realization paragraph, and then let's review it.
Okay, let's see how we slow the pace right down. As Adam walked home, the woman's words echoed in his mind. The warm sunset wrapped the town in a golden glow, symbolizing hope and kindness. For the first time, Adam realized that even the smallest act of kindness could brighten someone's darkest day.
This paragraph brilliantly illustrates how you can use language to completely manage the pacing of your story. By describing the imagery of the sunset wrapping the town and explicitly using that golden glow as symbolism for hope, we transition the narrative so naturally from high tension into the state of really peaceful internal reflection, where Adam realized his growth. Finally, paragraph 5, resolution. Finish the story, include moral, link to beginning. We are literally at the finish line. For your final paragraph, the resolution, you need to wrap up the story naturally, link it back to the beginning somehow, and write a super strong closing sentence that completely cements the moral. Go ahead and pause the explainer for the very last time, finish up your masterpiece, and then let's look at our big finale.
Welcome back for the finale. Here is our strong conclusion. From that day onwards, Adam never ignored anyone in need. Whenever he saw someone struggling, he remembered the woman's gentle smile. A single act of kindness can create a lifetime of hope. That lesson remained in his heart forever. See how he lands so powerfully on that final sentence? It ensures the examiner knows exactly what the moral is, no guessing required.
Okay, you've written an absolutely incredible story. But before you ever hand it in, you must use the PSWL memory trick. Plan, structure, write, language. And spend just 60 seconds running through this final checklist. Ask yourself, did I stay on theme? Did I use my STORY plan? Do I have 5 clear paragraphs? Did I include descriptive adjectives and similes? Does a new speaker equal a new line? Is there a meaningful moral included? And is it within that 150 to 200 words sweet spot? Taking just 1 minute to check those boxes can drastically elevate your final CSL marks.